home run. Swinging from the Ramos. James Kinchen weighted at 160 as a junior middleweight and as a middleweight. He's scoring on the 10-point must system and under the such a thing as half points, and only the referee was a 10-9. Check-in does not save the fighter. He is senior referee.
Clarity as we go scoring this fight. Half is confusing the American audience. Buster Drayton has
knowledgeable boxing crowd, and they rise when the action picks up. That did not.
That on James the Heat Kinchen, a true.
There's a left hand.
And again, following his oh, nice short right hand by Drayton. Of starting the first round. Not stepping up the action as he said he would.
Remaining. Yeah. That's the. And James Kinchen in the white. Now that is a compliment, Ferdy, that you constantly
have been admired by many. However, in the case of Drayton, dog.
Gone by. Or by Drayton.
A punch. Kinchen had landed a nice shot, and he got.
James Kinchen is considered a boxer punch stages when he would walk in winging punches, and he has become much more strategic.
Through the air.
Out victim last May of Buster Drayton. Buster does not have 3-8, 1 draw, but he's Jackson, Great Britain, and the knockout victory over.
Drayton outspeeding Kinchen and punching and doing the leading. I think I'm in a golf.
Round, it's scheduled for 10. And that might have been a low blow. Kinchen. Round 2. Boxing going back. Early portion of Kid Lewis grew up in this area. Seen its share of quality words, taking out Melvin Paul and Buster Drayton in the black.
Drayton doing just enough fighting to take. Must remind you how slow Kinchen starts. He just times the long about 4 or 5. He starts to cook.
Earlier, he was very critical. Felt he did not heat up until it was too late. And here's Drayton landing.
Drayton not really landed anything of maximum importance.
Good exchange.
As Kinchen was coming in, leaving himself relatively open like that.
Beginning to connect.
That punch.
Buster Drayton, before his recent success, a sparring partner tender, Marvin Hagler camp in Brockton.
This round, Kinchen began to really wing in some hard shots in the air.
And this year-old out of McKinney.
When he throws that left hook.
Drayton
looks unorthodox because he can fire. You can see he wants to throw the right. The fighter knows it's coming, moves out of its way. In his style of fighting now. On the button when he wants to. Beginning to frustrate Drayton.
Fourth round.
Blocking, moving, and his eyes never come off the face of Drayton.
Getting in.
Very hard to fight a fighter that court is Drayton when you're such a classic fighter as Kinchen. He's just not at the right position he should be when he throws a punch.
Now, as he was off balance, the fight doctor, Ferdy London, located right near the crowd of. It is James Kinchen in the white, Buster Drayton in the black and right hand.
Drayton shows no reluctance to mix it up.
Doctor scorecard, tell us.
I have it. It's exactly even. 2 rounds to 2.
Except for the final seconds of the round. Manager of the James the Heat Kinchen.
Beautiful combination by Kinchen just then.
Face of Wombo, Buster Drayton grinning. James Kinchen not finding it as funny.
Kevin is a perplexing young man. He has a great...
Lost by a split decision to name winner of the Hagler Hurt into the picture. Combination by Kinchen did not have much effect, but
Boxer technically.
round 6.
Whoa!
3 wins, 8 losses. Win over Markel. There's a good left hand by Kinchen. Cable was knocked out in the first round. Gambo's wide open.
He's too busy going back to fire one of his own. If he steps...
Kinchen slipped, and Haley got caught.
As he should have done. 16 feet square for a puncher like Drayton. He doesn't have to go far.
Round 2 with a big left hand. Again, Kinchen slipped off that left hand.
Landed some good shots for the first time in several rounds. And he needs to. Kinchen mad and in a street fight. There's another good left. High on the head. There's another good shot.
They're telling him to step on the gas as we go final seconds of the round. And Kinchen with a good combination. Good awarded, so would be a 10-9 and a close round. A case Sid Nathan scored
57 to 57. That's what will win this fight for Buster. Pressure.
Between rounds,
but very, very few.
Drayton continues to shuffle between
punch. He trains and handles Gabi. Fighting in a counter points for Drayton. By Kinchen, going to the bottom.
By Buster Drayton.
Drayton's certainly not a thing of beauty, but he is carrying the fight. In
Kinchen from San Diego, California.
Just did something that confuses American fighters. American fight 150 times against Lujan. American fighters use. Depends on what he's seeing. What you're seeing, fighter, but not fighting up to his full. Who do you get the fight to? We'll soon find out.
Right with a right hand off that.
I don't think. I'm sorry. I don't think that Kinchen understands that an upset could be in the making. Things into his own hands. Coming to life as this landed some hard shots on Kinchen, who certainly is not backing him up.
In this 8th round, Buster Drayton has become a popular fighter here in London by virtue of his upset victories over British boxers. In fact, voted the overseas boxer of final seconds, 8th round. And a big round for Buster Drayton from London, England. And it is Drayton who has moved in front.
Kinchen has where the last 2 rounds with Shulo last month. Kinchen on the attack. They must have told him the same thing in the corner because he's to be a fine defensive what he would do with Hagler. Or Hearns, should Hearns win.
And now it is Drayton for
wonders. This referee, what does that do to you when you start thinking there's a nice overhand slow? There's another. Still, both landed. Both are punches. Little question that he's walking. Is waiting as he had up to now. There's
out desperate 10th round for James Kinchen. Might be in a
round. What was this round? With the referee having no scoring whatsoever.
10th and final round. Very little heat to this point. Kinchen in the white, Drayton in the black.
Very big last round of Kinchen.
ranked second by the WBC. Number 4 in the WBC. And number 5 in the WBA.
They've both been even up to this point, both trading 4 or 5 punch. It really is difficult whether you like the aggressor, whether you like the man that's trying to make the fight.
Looking to land with those roundhouse rights and lefts. By those punches thrown by Buster Drayton.
Head is gaining points over the guy that's receiving them. Kinchen, any time in this 10 rounds, have you felt them really?
Not at all. One flurry, that has been it. Off balance, did slip a couple of times.
Certainly not the Kinchen we've seen and known before. Drayton is Drayton. He fights sloppy. He throws wild, ringing punches, but he is on top of you all the time, gaining those points for aggressiveness.
And I sense no in the same manner that he fought earlier as we come to the close of the fight and the crowd getting into it. So that's it.
To get